Hey, how you doing? This is Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational coach, and welcome to the third episode of the ICE Talks, where we implement change every day. Yes, this is the third episode of 2023. I promised you that I would give you an episode a week, and I already had people coming at me last week for episode 2 before I was, listen, I'm going to keep my word to you. Here's episode 3 for 2023. Matter of fact, let's jump right in. Ooh, this was a hard week, and we're only halfway through. I experienced a death in my circle. A friend of mine whose mother I've been helping take care of while he's otherwise occupied passed away, 80 years old. So this episode is dedicated to the memory of my good friend's mother, Carol Formasano. This is one of the most sweetest, kindest women that I have ever had the pleasure to know, and it has been my honor to tend to her needs and handle her affairs and take care of her for the past, 3 years, 2.5, almost 3 years. Today I want to talk to you about purpose. And if you have my book, my first book, Find a Way to Make a Way, you'll realize, or you'll learn, or you'll know that the first lesson in my book is about purpose. It is entitled, Why Are You Here? And something I've always said, as a matter of fact, it's even written on the back cover of that book, Find a Way to Make a Way. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. If you ever wanted to know what your life's purpose should be, if you're unsure about what your life's purpose should be, figure out or think about what you would want people to say about you at your funeral. When you're there, but not there to hear what's being said. What do you want people saying about you after you've died? When you have absolutely no control of the narrative of what is said about you. People will tell the truth about you. People will lie about you. But ultimately, when you want people to tell the truth about you and what you've done in your life, with your life, what do you want them to say about you? Figure that out. Imagine. Do you want them to say, oh, he or she was always generous. He or she could always put a smile on your face. He or she was there for the community. He or she would always pick up the phone no matter what time of day and night and would always be an ear to listen and a shoulder to lean on. He could always be counted on to have an extra $5 if you need it. Whatever you want people to say about you, imagine what you want them to say about you. And then here's the hard part. Between now and then, earn those words. Live up to those words. If you want people to say that you were generous when you're dead, then you have to be generous until you die. If you want people to say you were a good friend, you were always there, you could be counted on, you can, like I said, an ear to listen to or a shoulder to lean on. If you want people to say that about you, then you have to always give that ear and you have to always provide that shoulder to lean on until you die. People will talk about your most outstanding qualities, be they good or bad. People will remind themselves and one another about who and what you were, good or bad. So if you need help determining what your purpose should be, hopefully you want to go to your grave knowing that you've helped people. Hopefully you want to go to your grave knowing that you've made someone else's life a little easier. Hopefully you want to go to your grave knowing that there is someone out there who is thankful because his or her path crossed with yours. In a matter of frustration, one point in time, some time ago, I had said to my wife, And how I deal with frustration, let me say, sometimes I deal with it with humor. And so sometimes what I say may not be funny, but it's not said with any malicious intent. And one of the things I said to my wife maybe a year or so ago was, don't nobody else better need help with their parents. Because if they do, they better not come to me, because it was hard dealing with taking care of my friend's mother's needs. I made sure she had all her doctor's appointments. I went and got her meds. I brought food to her house. Me and another friend helped keep the house clean. There are a lot of things that we did to help our friend, and I've talked about him. I've done episodes about him. He's incarcerated for a crime that he did commit, but that's the extent to which I'll talk about that. My purpose was to help people. I discovered that probably about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago, that maybe 25 years ago, that in order to be of service, or rather in order to receive the blessings that come from being of service, I must be of service to be worthy of those blessings. There's a saying, or perhaps even scripture, that goes somewhere along the lines, that I'm paraphrasing: to have a friend, one must be a friend. I believe it was Gandhi, racist as he was, but it was Gandhi who said that we must be the change that we see in this world. So with regards to purpose, my purpose in life is to be a friend. My purpose in life is to be a brother. My purpose in life is, and these are not in any particular order, because at the top of this list, let me put this in some order so it'll make a little bit more sense now that I think about it. My priorities in life are to be a solid father, to be a solid husband. Yes, I want to be a solid father more than I want to be a solid husband, because my wife and I are here, we're equals. We'll deal with each other and our flaws however we see fit. But as a father, I have to guide my children. I have to guide my sons. I have to ensure that they are prepared to face the world that's waiting for them out there. This is my highest purpose, being a father, then making sure my wife is taken care of. Then I have brothers and sisters of Groove Fi Groove Social Fellowship Incorporated. My sisters of Swing Fi Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated. And I have my brothers of Prince Hall Freemasonry all throughout the world, in this country and all throughout America. And through Groove Fi Groove and Prince Hall Freemasonry, these are vehicles that I use to work with people in serving the community and helping people. And then there's my life's purpose, the HRJR brand. And there's a tagline that I don't use anymore, but I will draw upon it. And I always say that, my name is Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational coach. And if you don't know what motive action means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. I kind of stopped using that because one of my mentors told me that, he kind of didn't say, but he was saying that it sounds cheesy and it sounds too salesy. And so I stopped using it, but I still definitely believe in the sales part of it. Comes when I throw success at the end of it, because success is a word that people are afraid of. However, I'm not afraid of that word, but I have to tend to the mentality of my audience and be mindful of that. So I don't use that success part, but I do believe that motive plus action equals results. So when you add the reason why you're doing something to actually doing something, I believe it was Friedrich Nietzsche who said, if you know your why, you can endure any how. And what that means is, when you know why, when you have defined your purpose for something, how it gets done will work itself out as long as you're moving towards getting it done. There have been times in my life when I have said I couldn't do certain things, and for as long as I said I couldn't do those certain things, I couldn't do those certain things. I had not discovered a purpose for doing these things. When you discover you have a purpose for doing something, when you know your why, you can endure almost any how. When you know your why, when you know your purpose, when you know why you're doing something, when you have a reason, when you have a motive, when you have a purpose, nothing can stand in your way. Oh, it can stand in your way. It can try to obstruct you. It can try to block you. But if your purpose is stronger than the obstacle, then through the sheer will of your purpose, your reason why, you can knock through, go around, or go over whatever that obstacle may be. For me, my purpose is helping, serving. And yeah, I want some things for myself. I want to get some things for myself. And what I realized is that this is going to sound real cold. I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with that. This is going to sound real cold. People don't care. There are people who do care. There are people who show you they care. And they show you they care by being there as much for you as you are for them. If you find yourself in a situation where you're giving more than the other person or the other people, listen, I'm good about being selfless. I'm good about doing things for the sake of doing them and not expecting anything in return. But that's a choice. You get to choose whether or not, I'm bouncing right now, you get to choose whether or not you want a return for something. Everything doesn't have to be transactional, but most of the things that we deal with in life should be. There was no transaction in me helping my friend's mother. There was no transaction. There was no benefit from that. I have to bury this woman on Friday, and I have to pretty much, this coming Friday, don't worry about the dates when you're listening to this. Just know that on a Friday, I have to bury a woman. And the most important thing is I have to stand there as her son. She actually would call me her second son, her second son, and that means a lot. And so my purpose is to help my friend do for my friend what he would do were he here. Now, I've had people tell me, applaud me for that, tell me I'm a great friend, and I appreciate that. And this goes again to what I'm saying. This will probably be one of the things I'm best known for within my circle. So again, if you're curious about what your life's purpose should be, figure out what you want people to say about you when your time comes to go. If you can figure that out, and that will determine the person you become. When you put as a priority what you want people to say about you when you're no longer here to hear it, when you've done all you can do, when your creator comes down or calls you up and says, your work is finished, job well done, my good and faithful servant, or however that piece goes. You want that. You want people to, if nothing else, I would hope you would want somebody to rightfully assume that God scooped you up and said, good job, job well done, my good and faithful servant. That's what is important. So determine your purpose. Determine your why. Determine your why so that you can overcome any how. Determine your purpose. Figure out and identify what is your reason for the things that you want to do, be, and become. Something I've always said from day one of this personal development, self-help journey that I've put myself on in my late 20s. That I committed myself to bettering myself in my late 20s. something I've always said, which is you can have, do, and become anything you want, just about anything you want, providing you're willing to put forth the work necessary in order to achieve it. And when you define your life's purpose, you're one step closer to fulfilling your life's purpose. So, as I promised in episode 2, I believe either the first or the second episode was like the first episode was like 35 minutes long. Last week's episode was like 26, 27, almost a half hour. And I promised that I would keep these episodes between 15 to 25 minutes, 30 at the most. So this is good listening when you're on your way to work, on your way home from work. You know what, when you're on your lunch break, walking to the restaurant or wherever you're going, or while you're sitting in the break room eating the cheese sandwich, whatever. I'm always going to be here for you. I always care. And I'm looking forward to getting more information out to you. I plan on writing a new book this year. Don't have a working title as of yet, but I'm putting myself back in the lab. I'm going to be doing some mentoring this year at a grade school where I grew up in my hometown. And I'm just looking forward to so many bright and beautiful things this year. I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I'm looking forward to bringing new people into my tribe. If this is your first time hearing my voice, if this is the first episode you've listened to, I've got 84 more episodes that you can listen to catch up. We can develop a strong relationship, and I believe I can help you find a way to make a way. I believe I can be that companion on your journey to show you that success is the journey. I believe I can help you get your mind right. I believe I can share with you the difference in the decade and what you can learn over the course of 10 years minimum. How you can use what you've learned to change your life for the better. My name is Harold Estes Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational coach. You can find me online at Twitter at the Ice Talks. Take care.